I wanted to share with you some experiences regarding emotions during this spiritual journey, this path, and just our connection with emotions in general. At the beginning of the looking, then the seeking, and the spiritual goals, sometimes the goal is just relief from emotions, because the connection, at least for me, the connection that I had with emotions is that they were uncomfortable. I didn't want to feel them anymore. So I thought that there was something else, there was an answer, there was a solution. And meditation and doing retreats and reading spiritual books, I was looking for a solution to the problem. And I hadn't started looking at my thoughts and connections to what I thought was the problem. And it starts with emotions and thoughts about emotions, because there's different layers to emotions. There's the story that we tell ourselves about what happened and what is happening. But then there's also the actual physical sensations in the body. And those two are two separate things. So if we have anger, then initially there's the potential for a story to happen. Somebody else did something to us, the identity of us, or they didn't do something. So reality didn't function the way we wanted to. Things didn't happen the way we wanted to. And then there's anger. So that's the story, and it's very tied into who we are and our sense of ourselves, because everything is bouncing off of us and how it relates to us. The actual physical body sensation of anger, that's neutral when we really think about it. The sensations in the chest and in the shoulders and in the limbs, could be in the gut. That's just like a visceral physical body sensation. And we have the skills and we have the ability to set aside the thoughts about the emotion and just feel it directly. And what I wanted to really share with you is that all those emotions, those human emotions, still occur. It's our relationship to them that changes and alters. There's sometimes is this misconception that enlightenment or the spiritual journey will cause us to get to a point where we're eternally happy all the time. And there's a mixing up of the term pain and suffering. So pain is inevitable. We'll have physical pain, we'll have emotional pain. The suffering is what we do with that pain, what our thoughts do with that pain, and our relationship to the pain. And we suffer when we connect to what is happening and there's resistance to what is happening. That's where the suffering comes from. And I think that's important to share, so that there isn't that misconception that the goal is to eventually get to a point where you only experience happiness. The kaleidoscope of all the emotions are still available to us, and they still will happen, but they're happening in our physical bodies. And the sensations, it almost feels like there's like a cloud or a mist that comes in and it flows through the body and then it comes out. It's very clean. It just comes and then it passes through when we don't cling to it and we don't attach any story to it. And that is possible with all the emotions that we experience. So I'd be interested to hear from you if there are certain emotions that you are working with that are stickier than others. If there's any emotions that you would like more, guidance on how to meet and to help you allow those emotions to come through, welcome them in friendship and in curiosity, and to help allow them to pass. Because all the emotions that come through are beautiful expressions of being. They aren't separate from the overall experience of being. And it's that experience of the beingness being expressed through the humanity of the senses that is beautiful and miraculous. And it's a wonder because each moment is a new moment. And we can meet each moment in wonder, not knowing what will happen next. And that childlike curiosity and that childlike wonder can reside in us as we experience being in its pure state.